Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brand Wide Distillery. Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Francis Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM, Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System. Water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ, make your yard Yeti ready. CBI Cables, what the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables, built for your needs. CBI Cables, plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try the schnitzel. Ask for a cross-check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre, for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out, pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at, where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brand Wide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in, say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brand Wide Distillery.
Hello, Yeti Nation, and joining us this week, Trevor Butts, the man, the myth, the legend, Niagara graduate. He's been an intern with us. If you've watched any of our live games, you've definitely heard Trevor. Paul Noecker, as usual, and OJ, the dude, who was the only one smart enough to pick Albany this week. OJ, congratulations.
Yay!
What's up, Yeti Nation? How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good. I'll be happier here. I'm 2 days away from the hip surgery. I'll be able to hopefully sit for the rest of Yeti Talks. You guys won't have to stare at all my wood carvings, things that are behind us. So, Trevor, you made the trip. Nobody travels like Buffalo. How cool is it for you? I mean, yes, you didn't get that result, but how cool is it for you as a Buffalo fan to be part of this ride that's going on right now?
Oh, I mean, it's once in a lifetime, right? I mean, this is, something I've always wanted to see for my whole life. Having watched the Bandits since I was probably about 7-8 years old, this is what you live for. And, I'm just trying to enjoy the ride and just enjoy it as much as possible, soak it all in. And, it's definitely been different being, the team that everybody's targeting, for the last couple of years. Cause, across, all different sports that I've been into and, Buffalo teams, we've always been the ones chasing down the top team. And now it's, been kind of nice being the ones being chased and having that target on our backs. But, it's, been fun and just, like I said, just trying to enjoy the ride, soak it all in.
You say that like you don't have legit right now, you've got three of the best players on the planet. I mean, Matt Vince, I know Charity likes to say he's overrated because he does play with three goalies, so I will give her that one. But I got to say, though, I mean, between Matt Vince, Josh Byrne, and Dane Smith, it's just crazy to watch. And somebody every night, McKay. What is going on with Ian McKay this year? Is he hanging out at that Lucky Charms factory or what, and just filling up with sugar before the games? Or what's going on in Buffalo with the water with McKay?
He's been drinking his milk. He's, making sure to
The
put the
milkman's
extra
there, so
work
Farrell
in.
got him the milk, and now he's good to go.
Oh yeah. So 2 jugs of milk he's been
2 jugs
bringing.
a day,
But
I love it.
yeah, no, Mickey. I mean, he's showing why he's the transition player of the year, in my opinion. I mean, he has
I
been
find it hard to
close in
believe
years
your
past.
transition player plays on the power play. It's kind of hard to say you're a transition guy when you're on the power play. I mean, it's like, yeah, I do get what you're saying. He is, because he can be a two-way player, but man, is it tough to yeah, he's just so good offensively, and he's having such a season right now. It's kind of hard to really kind of hard to argue with it, though. I mean, he 100% I think has to be your transition player of the year, because yes, he is on the power play, but I've also seen him out there a couple times on the penalty kill. So he's one of those guys that really can just do it all. And I'll take a glance at our picks last week so everybody can see how wonderful I was above 500, so I was happy. OJ 5-2, and we're finally catching up to Josh.
We're fighting.
Yeah.
We're getting closer.
5-2, boys.
5-2. You gotta love it.
All right, so looking at this, Trevor, as you look at it, other than the Bandits game, which one would you really? Are you looking at my picks going, really, Greg? What are you doing? Because I can understand why it happens. I mean, I get a little carried away sometimes. I think honestly, that Georgia game, I'll say that was a bit of luck. I mean, I picked Vancouver. I did not think, if you had told me what the score was going to be, I don't think I still would have picked Vancouver. But I did, and I'm glad it went out the way it did. But knowing that high of a score, yes, OJ did it.
The Vancouver one definitely is a little bit of a surprise.
Come on,
definitely.
MVP. How is that a surprise?
They got Del Bianco, so he's to be fair, OJ happens to be a good buddy with Del Bianco, so that does help.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, not a surprise that Vancouver won. I mean, a bit of a surprise to see 2-2. Actually, that's more what I meant. Was also a little surprised seeing everybody on the Colorado wagon for this week. Obviously we now learned about the circumstance and them not having Dylan Ward, as that's plays a huge factor for any team, especially with a guy that of his caliber. But falling 14-9 against Ottawa was definitely not something I would have expected. And then on Saturday, seeing Toronto really pump Philly. I mean, 15-8. Not something I had on the bingo card as well, but clearly a couple of you guys did.
Yeah, no, I did not think it was going to be 15-8. I thought they were going to win. I knew their offense was playing better. I thought Philly's defense would have been a little better. I think the biggest surprise for me, though, is Ottawa. I mean, 16 goals, but they did get rid of some defensive pieces, and boy, did it show how important Ron John was there. Or Matisse. I mean, not only Ron John, but also Kyle Matisse too, as he's another transition guy. We were talking about Ian McKay a few moments ago. Matisse is just like McKay. He can play as a forward. Bandits have been using him as almost like a straight out defenseman, and he can also play that transition role and run the floor. And he's another guy that'll do anything you ask of him. And missing him, and of course Ron John is definitely been big for Ottawa, and you can see giving up 17 to Halifax. Yeah, no, I mean, they thought they had the goalie of the year, really. I mean, when you looked at Higgins and the way things have been going for him, I don't think anybody expected them to have the high scoring games they've had in these two. It really took me for a loop. I was very surprised.
Zach Higgins is a great goalie, and don't get me wrong, but any goalie facing the kind of shots that he's faced in Philly and is now facing in Ottawa is going to have a tough time. I mean, you got to have a stout defense in front of him because, like you kind of mentioned earlier, Matt Vince sometimes has the extra, goalies in front of him. And, Paul Dawson, drafted as a goalie, loves to block those shots. I think that somebody like that could be what, the Black Bears are missing, as
75 shots on goal.
Yeah, there you go.
75 shots on goal. That's insane. Oh, my goodness.
You can, put a combination of Vino, Del Bianco, Higgins. No goalie's going to be able to stop all of them. It's just not possible.
Well, I mean, maybe if they had Dougie, they'd have been a little better off. But he played very good. Speaking of which, Charity's got some highlights up here for us. What game's first, hon?
What do you want to be first?
Whatever game you throw up there, we're going to talk about. I'm in. I mean, yeah. Let's get
Albany. Yeah.
Is this the in Buffalo? That's in Buffalo, so that's against the Desert Dogs.
The Desert Dogs one.
Yeah.
We got to warm you guys up with this one because that way you can
Like
cry
I
later.
said, Buffalo was not winning both games.
Yeah, I would like to see some footage at the end of that second game. Though there is some discrepancy with some clock management, I believe.
I
Where
don't even want to hear it. That makes up for the other
I'm
seven. That makes
I'm
up for the other
just
7 calls
saying-
the Bandits got all
I'm
night.
just saying there is.
They literally
that
brought
was
in a ref that we've never seen before just because the Bandits were in town.
one-
Whoever number 5 is, I'm pretty sure traveled from. He might have been a Lockport guy, so they can say he's not in Buffalo, but we all know that's Buffalo.
Hey, we got stiffed on a few, so I don't want to hear it either.
it was,
I'm glad I didn't mention the clock though.
Well, it was just
knew
a
it was
really
coming up.
long second. It was an insane, very awesome goal, but that was surely a very long. The little click that made a difference, I think. But
Yeah,
this was, Buffalo came out on fire against the Desert Dogs. I mean, I thought for sure it was going to be possibly close to a 30 goal game because they were rotating the goalies back and forth. Where do you go? And then finally, they got Yeti out of there, and what was it? Kells, right?
Kells come in, yeah.
Yeah,
Kells.
Kells came in. He finally, he was pretty much a sponge and a sieve to begin with as well. But then in the second half, he found his game. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It was Kells actually that did get the start, and he was pulled after I believe goal 7 or goal 8. And Getty actually came in and did a nice job holding it down. He was hearing it from the fans as they always do, but no, he did what he could as he was getting peppered all night. Both goalies were, but this is one of those games that you really can't look at the final score or just the box score and determine what the game really was like. You got to watch the game. As somebody who was there, we were all over this team. I mean, as you can see now, 7-0 in the first quarter. It wasn't even really competitive for the whole first half, and we really were coasting through the game, particularly in the second half.
They gave Hannah an opportunity to be Hannah highlight, and he did what he had to do for him. And
Dylan had a nice game too.
Yeah. I mean, it was a fun game to watch Friday night.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a fun game to be at. I wish we would have kept the foot on the gas a little bit more. To not make them think that it was a game. How they were able to get back into it. But given the situation with the back-to-back, I think we were kind of trying to take it easy, no
Save some
extra
gas for
injuries
Albany,
or
which didn't
anything.
seem to help you much. I mean, you were trying to save a little in the tank.
They did actually. If you noticed, who was a healthy scratch on Saturday night. As far as number,
what's up with that number 1 not dressing? I said to Charity, I don't know what happened. She goes, he played, but she was watching this game at first. But you got an inside scoop on that one for us, Trevor? What's the good word?
So we got Lucas Nielsen in both these games this weekend. He was in there Friday for Fraser, who I believe was serving his suspension. I can't confirm, but I believe that's what it was. And Noecker played in this game. I didn't see him pick up an injury. I don't know if it's maybe just a precautionary thing, given that we've already clinched the playoff spot and whatnot, to just no unnecessary risks. But
plus, I mean, his playing style, he's a hard, it's the way he plays.
Yeah.
It's not like Dane Smith runs
He
around
takes
a lot of
some
guys,
shots.
Buchanan, whereas Noecker really is a dive into you kind of guy. Oh my God. I have a hard time saying he's a transition player of the year. He's on the floor for offense every shift. Come on. Just because he also happens to be a good defender. Yeah. Oh my God. He's so good this year. So good.
Mickey's been stellar. But with Noecker for a second, he kind of reminds me of Josh Allen in the sense that I think he just loves the contact and that he looks for it. And that's, another
100%.
famous
He
athlete
said that in
here.
interviews before, though. He goes into it.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how he bases what he's going to do. He feels his move based on how they're hitting him. If you're trying to push, or if you're trying to feel him out and maybe get ready for the step. Because if you're not solid into that kid, man, he's a monster and he just runs guys over.
He will run right through you if you are not, like you said, not solid, and he'll make you pay for it. And I think given, like you said, the nature of how he plays, I think it was best to just, if he is a little knocked up, little injured, just don't push it and, save him for the next game.
Yeah, and I mean, picking up Ron John and Matisse, I was really kind of wondering how that was going to play out as far as who they were going to scratch, how they're going to do it. It kind of gives them more depth there because now you can even rest a guy in the middle of a weekend if you need to. Paul, I got to ask you, though, is it just because they got rid of Bertrand that the Desert Dogs have had the year they've had? Because it has been a very rough year to be a Desert Dog fan, other than when they came to the Firewolves.
Yeah, but take a look they're also missing what's his name on the left hand side, Courier or what began with a C. Oh, Sugar. He was the other lefty. He's no longer there as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're taking away your.
He's in Philadelphia now.
Right. As far as I don't know, they got Hannah, they got that Jackson kid.
Donville.
As far as, the growing pains. I mean, what's year 4?
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, they really had to bounce back from that first draft pick that really set him out of the gate in a bad spot. I can't believe they got rid of all that Connor Fields and everybody for that. Just blew my mind.
Well, what I will say, so some inside for Connor Fields, he was never going to go to Las Vegas because he has it specialty in his deal that he's pretty much only playing Buffalo, Rochester, Toronto, maybe Albany, but he's got to stay local with what he does. So he was never going to go to Vegas. But for me, in my opinion, where they really went wrong was the Rob Hellier deal. They gave up multiple first-round draft picks for Rob Hellier, who's not even there anymore.
Well, the problem was it was a temporary lease. They came out fast. They wanted a big win. They were getting lots of people in the stands. They were building for the future, and then all of a sudden said, no, let's build for now. I think you're 100% right, Trevor. I think that was a way more costly mistake. As much as they're doing great things out there. I mean, they're always packed. But man, some nights it's rough to watch.
Vegas?
Just with Vegas for 1 second, this year it's hurting them too because they don't have their pick this year, as that belongs to Toronto, and that pick might be number 1 overall.
It's going to be a very good pick. It's looking more and more like it's going to be a number 1 overall pick, I would say. But yeah, let's get on to that amazing game that Charity just had on the screen there. We can go back to that one.
Yeah. Probably one of the best games of the week.
Yeah, hang on. She was watching it.
It was a really good game.
It was a really good game. She already lost track of what she was doing on our side of it.
I was watching another Masters team play at during the Roughnecks game, so.
You missed you missed a great game, man. This was right off the bat. I was nervous. Buffalo comes out, scores like this on Dougie. I was like, oh, it's going to be a long night, man. And then Kurt's right here, though. And I tell you, this kid, he is so much fun to watch.
I thought Ty Kurtz had an amazing game for you guys. He was a big reason why you guys were in that game, for sure.
Huge. And Walker as well up front.
Walker was stellar as well. That's where I think you guys have maybe had some trouble with the offensive trouble is not having those depth contributions every game. In this game, you got them, and you can see the result.
Oh, 100%. No, we were always a team that you have Simmons or Williams that is going to have to step up. But just like last year, you needed one of your big names to get a couple of goals or at least 3 or 4 transition goals. I was very impressed with the way the defense handled Buffalo's offense. But I also, to be fair, I don't think it looked like Buffalo's best offensive game. And I'd like to give credit to the Firewolves defense, but it definitely, like those little miscommunications there, that's not very Buffalo-esque where guys are spinning off and the other guy's not stepping up. And that's Belter and Priolo. They've been together for, going on 3 years now of practicing. So well, it's Belter's second year, and he's had his fair share of struggles this year, and I love Zach. I think he's a great player, but he has had some trouble. I know when we went to Calgary for the game recently, he was the healthy scratch with, bringing in Ron John and Matisse. He was able to play both these games with other people, being scratched. And, I thought Albany tried to take advantage of that. You could see they were working on him quite often.
But offensively speaking, for us, it didn't feel like we were showing everything we got in our arsenal, in my opinion. As I said, having already clinched that playoff spot and on a back-to-back, almost no sense, in my opinion, in, showing out some plays that are meant to be for playoffs and whatnot.
Yeah, and I mean, that slip right there, though, Buffalo guys just standing on the crease, they let him catch it and walk in. That guy should have been.
You guys had some open looks, that's for sure.
Very open
We
looks.
definitely
Vince,
had some defensive miscues.
I think Charity's favorite part is when Vince calls the defensive guys back to yell at them, as she likes to say. He gives them a little spanking in front of everybody in the crease. He's like, "Get over here, boys. Check this out."
Check this out.
And when he's giving it to him too.
Oh, absolutely. That was the best thing about the party zone. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Right here's one, and he's stepping right out right there. Like, why is Simmons still standing up?
I literally saw it when I was in Calgary.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting, isn't it, OJ? Is that the first time you've gotten to notice it?
A little bit, yeah, of him just being like, "Whoa, guys, what's going on?"
Yeah.
And he's done that after every goal, I believe, since he got here in 2019. He always gets the D guys in a little huddle, and especially in Buffalo, they all look up at the board, watch what just happened, and then break off and go to the bench or stay out.
Yeah.
Charity's running her mouth in the background. She thinks Vince is very overrated. She says it's because he's got 3 goalies.
I don't know, man. 8 goalies of the year, 7 All-Pros. Probably should have had an MVP in there. Ooh.
Yeah, he definitely has had quite a few.
Names at the bottom of the saves list.
But she's talking about total saves. When you look at the defense that he gets to play with, he's definitely not as on
But
demand.
who leads the league? Who leads the league once again? Like you said, as far as block shots.
Yeah,
I believe it's. I mean, again,
Paul Dawson.
Yeah, Paul Dawson, single-handedly, probably.
Yeah,
you watch those guys the way they play it. I can't. I just one of them took it off their leg at one point too, and I was just like, "That's disgusting."
And sometimes they don't
Dylan
even act
Robinson
like they act like they didn't even get hit, and you can see the leg just shimmy from the ball hitting it. It's like, oh man, how do you do that? Well, that's the love of the game.
Yeah,
For sure.
But that's what I mean. That's how guys usually look when they come into the Buffalo crease. Like
Yeah.
this. That's not how most of the guys were leaving. Not that I want them to do that by any stretch of the imagination. But that is like what I would say Buffalo priority 1. Yes, they all stand in the net. They block a lot of shots. But the main thing they do out front is there is nobody left alone out front most of the time.
Yeah.
And every game they've lost this year, you notice the trend, though. It's just guys left alone out front. It is part of the problem with the with
That
some
right
of the
there.
Yeah.
With that dive, that wasn't. But Dane Smith, not for nothing. I'm a big Dane Smith fan and everything, but his forward dive. One of these times, these defensemen are going to say, "Screw you! I don't care. You're Dane Smith, and I'm going to come over and tap you right beside that top of the head because of his dive." So many of his dives, are directly. He's lunging towards the goalie. Whether he pulls out or not, he's definitely riding that edge of, you want to know what? Somebody going to take you out pretty soon because
he's making the defense do their job. Your job as a defenseman is not to let anybody near your goalie. And
You're right.
And when you let a guy dive through the crease like that, I mean, yes, they're not supposed to aim for the goalie. But you find me one of these Buffalo games where somebody touches Vince and somebody's not beating the shit out of him. Like if you touch
That's
Vince
what
coming,
any respectable team would do, right?
Right. Well, plus,
I mean,
Vince doesn't even. If you're diving into Vince's crease, he won't even make the save. I've seen him throw just a straight cross check to the throat. I mean, you're not diving into his crease for free. It's just
we're gonna make you pay for it. That's for sure.
They're gonna make you think twice about doing it.
Yeah.
And with what you were saying about Dane, what some people don't always realize is Dane can give those shots just as much as he can take them. As he is somebody who started as a transition player in this league, so he knows how to play defense, and he gets caught back quite often.
He does, but saying he can give the
he
shots,
can deliver the boom.
I'm a
not
Dane
buying
Smith.
that one. I'm a huge Dane
He's got
Smith
twiggy, he's got twiggy legs.
I guess
he ain't
nobody's
bringing
seen
the
Dane
boom.
Smith's open field hits before because
hang on.
Dane Smith lays the boom.
Hang on. You said it again. No, go back to what you just said. Repeat
Dane
that,
Smith
Trevor.
goes back and plays
Open
defense.
field
Yeah, he's-
hits. So when you're talking athletic speed, you've got two moving targets. That's not the same as being able to deliver the boom. Like if you come through and Steve Priolo's in the crease, that's a guy who's going to deliver the boom. He's going to put you on
Did
your
he
ass
just
upside
clog
down.
the glass?
Dane Smith is not who. Yeah, he did. That was sick. In this goal here, can you
Ah.
play it at full speed, Hunt, so these guys can cry over the shot clock though?
That's what I wanted.
Take a look. There's almost a full second and a half.
I think the biggest concern on that play is Dyson Williams nearly breaking his tailbone. I think that's
Yeah.
the biggest concern. You guys got to know how to celebrate,
from
man.
our perspective. No, man, that kid gets so
Yeah.
excited. Give it to him.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to hurt yourself.
Oh, behind the back, right there.
That was no delay on that clock.
No way. Were you watching the
He
clock?
was
That
channeling
not
his
too
inner
long.
Chase Fraser there.
Did they call this one?
That's the goal. That was the game-winning goal.
That's a game winner. That's a hat trick.
Yeah.
What? Was the clock even running?
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I can sympathize a little bit during this play.
Hang on, go back so we can watch the whole shot clock. Right there. Start it so we can watch Dane.
Oh, we gotta watch Dane.
Yeah. Watch Dane throw the pass over. Burn.
Boom.
That now Burn is somebody who I think hits a lot harder than most people give him credit. 1-0. Yeah, don't even. That is a regular shot clock all day of the week. Get the heck out of here. Get out of here.
They always let us
Everybody.
on.
Yeah, no, Buffalo is just, Buffalo. That's really what that one comes down to, I'll say. That's a Buffalo thing.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
the shot clock, this and that. Yeah, go back so we can see Josh's face, though. That's what we really want to see, because Josh is standing right
Oh,
behind
yeah,
the net.
yeah. Yeah.
I've seen you a couple times as well, Greg.
Yes.
There's a couple shots of you standing next to him.
Yeah, so there's Cher trying to see around everybody. You can just see her head pop out around Josh a couple of times.
Yeah.
All right,
was
we've
great.
rubbed that one in enough, and it's not going to matter because they're probably going to win the championship. I'll give it to you.
I mean, I picked Albany.
Yes, you did, and I was hoping Albany would. Honestly, we've got the bye this week. Hopefully, we can come in, firing on all cylinders. OJ, what's going on up in your neck of the woods, though?
So this is the game I watched like the last quarter and a bit. Calgary is not delivering during the second half. That's all I gotta say on the matter.
So the second half team.
Yeah, second half we do okay-ish about halfway through the third, and then the guys, I don't know what they're doing. They let the runs get away with them.
Yeah,
And that's a San Diego team that can string together runs, too.
That's what I was just going to say, though. Is that San Diego team? And I
Right.
think part of the problem is Doby, though, too. He's such a part of your offense,
Yeah.
and that guy is not in great shape. By the end of the year, he's exhausted. And by the second half
Yeah.
now, he's beat up. This is a tough season.
He's got a knee injury, too, so he's been a healthy scratch a couple times recently.
Yeah. See, like Curtis Dixon, though, like the way he goes into guys, and this
Yeah.
is what I was saying with Josh Byrne, too. He's another one of those guys that when I watch Josh Byrne run into people like in real life, when you get to see it close, you're like, oh, man, that kid hits way harder than I thought. I
Yeah.
did not get that impression with Dane. I know he's like a god up there for you guys in Buffalo, but you'll have to forgive me because I didn't quite see it like that. But that Byrne kid,
Yeah.
I think he is an absolute freak of nature athletically, though. He is a blast to watch. Oh, my God.
They're both
They
one
are
of a
fun,
kind
but, like,
freak
for me,
athletes.
if-
That's for sure.
Yeah, I love
And
watching
you
that.
gotta
Josh Byrne.
realize,
I just
Yeah, a
know
lot
Dane
of-
started as a transition
Oh, no, he
player,
did, and
so
he's
he
a
knows
very-
how to play defense.
Oh, he does. He's just I
And
don't think
can-
he's
he
the
knows how to
deliver the
hit.
He does not. Get out of here. He's still better than me. I'll
And-
give him that. He's a 100% going to hit somebody better than me. But yeah, no, I like to talk.
I just
some
think
smack,
those
man.
old guys know where the to pop that ball free. They know
Yeah.
where to hit that stick because they know what works on them.
Yeah,
yeah. And
that's true.
And the thing I've noticed a lot this season, especially the last couple games, is people are picking on Dixon. He has a chip on his shoulder.
Well, yeah, coming from San Diego, they were supposed to be there. They got rid of him, saying he wasn't, the piece of the puzzle.
Good enough. Yeah. But no, bringing him back to Calgary, everyone's like, okay, we got to shut down Dixon.
Oh, go back and watch that one again. He was just talking about it, so that was perfect.
Superman.
Superman giving us his best Superman impression here in a second.
He has
Yeah.
been incredible this season for you guys, Curtis Dixon.
I
He's
mean,
one heck of a player.
him and Dane Doby are a dynamic duo.
Oh, for sure.
But this guy is just
Oh
so good.
yeah, Superman.
He is at the top of that net. When he takes off, his hips and shoulders are that crossbar height.
Yeah. No.
That reminds me of an
Oh,
old like Mark
Go back
Stainhouse
and
style
pause it, bring
goal.
him across the top if you can.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
Just use the
seeing
arrows
that
to go
in
through.
person, unfortunately I wasn't there that game. But I gave my tickets away for free to a well-deserved family, I'm sure.
Awesome, and they got to see an amazing
Yep.
goal. Although that one wasn't right in front of them, or on the wrong side.
They could not believe I gave my tickets away for free.
Oh. How about your boy Cookie though? Cookie Monster had a good game.
Cookie!
What did he
Yes.
have? 7 points, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so congratulations. And
Yeah,
the
no,
NLL needs to
congratulations.
get their shit together with these websites, though. Nobody's got the right jersey. Half
Oh,
the
yeah.
stats aren't updated. You click on the player. This ain't Blue Squatch Productions, NLL. Get your shit together.
I'm glad
Right?
somebody else said that. Thank you.
It's,
That is a sentiment I have shared
Yeah.
for years now.
Well, it
Yeah.
makes it so much harder for those of us that are trying to cover the sport because as you're looking through, so Ben McIntosh. With the
Yeah.
wings. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, it's interesting. I'll say.
Or how most some of the profiles on these websites are still the previous teams once they're traded.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How have you guys been liking having a Rosie up in Calgary?
Honestly, he's been a decent fit. He is earning his stay here.
Well, and I think the bigger thing is, though, with a veteran like Rosen, I mean, he runs the athletic center there. Having him in front of your two young goalies there is going to be huge.
Yeah.
So even if he doesn't stick around, if he's just on a year lease program, I think you're going to be, yeah. Oh, you'll get some.
I think there's a lot he
think he's
can
on a
teach
year
at
leave.
McLeod.
Yeah, no, like Cloud backing him up can definitely learn a few things from Rosie for sure.
And that Colby, what is it? Colby Bowman's the other kid's name?
Yeah.
That kid's been playing all right when he's come in a couple times. I don't know if you want him starting for you, but he very, very promising.
Yeah, but no, having Rosie mentor these guys in practice, wonderful.
Oh my God! That's
And
what I'm
Rose
talking
will
about
give
with
you a
Wes
much
Berg.
different look too.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that one again.
Yeah.
That was nuts. Westberg has just been on a tear this year. That was him, right? I hope.
Yeah, no, I remember watching this, and I was like, ooh, Westberg. Former Roughneck, by the way.
He's been on a heater since he got to San Diego a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Everything just clicked for him right in San Diego because he has been amazing for the Seals.
Yeah. Well, same with Hellier's been a lot better over there too. These guys all play great together. Courier,
Yeah.
Oh,
that
for
must
sure.
have been hard for you to watch, OJ, as your boy Courier's coming across. And now I gotta ask, so Trevor,
it was a beauty of a goal. I'll
it
say
was.
that.
But transition player of the year, how do you feel Courier stacks up against McKay? Courier comes out of the D door a lot more. So does Brendan Bomberry. But I mean, I will not. I will definitely say McKay is an amazing defenseman. Like I would never talk smack about his skill. Like he's a top. He's got to be in your top 10. Like anybody's gonna take that guy. So no.
I believe coming
disrespect
into
him
this
player.
year, Ian McKay was voted as the best transition player in the league, at least with what was posted on the NLL's Instagram.
Yeah, he was definitely.
But I
coming
think
into it.
Courier's right up there with him. I think
Same.
those are both 100%
Top
worthy candidates for a transition player of the year. Without having their numbers in front of me, I obviously have a bias for McKay, but I wouldn't be upset at all if Courier is the winner.
I gotta say though, I think the biggest
I'm kind of
advantage.
the other.
No, go
Oh,
ahead.
go
OJ.
ahead, Greg.
No, you go.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm kind of biased the other way towards Kerr because he did give me my first stick.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
And
Evo Warrior prototype too.
Yeah. I do got to say, though, the only thing I will definitely say about McKay, though, is it's not his fault they're putting him on the power play. He's just so hot this year, on offense, though. I think you would be hard-pressed to either one of those guys is great, but even with my bias against Buffalo, I might have to give the edge slightly to Ian McKay. But I think where I really noticed the difference is McKay shuts down that transition more than anything. So if he goes out the offensive door, he really stays on, like he's the high guy that always comes back, which blows my mind because half the time he's down in front of the net. But no, he's the high guy that really shuts that transition down. And I think that's part of why Buffalo uses him so much better than everybody else, because if he picks that ball off too, he's gone. But not having to send your transition guy out of the door first or only have him out there on defense, but being able to have him come back on offense is just, it's just such a huge advantage.
And that's where having a guy like McKay and Dane Smith and maybe even a Kyle Matisse out there on offense can lead to, you fighting for more, loose balls in the corner through the full 30 shot clock and not having to force everybody back to the bench to go play D because, all three of those guys can go back and play solid defense.
That's a good question. Paul,
if
can
needed.
you think of another team that has as many guys that can come back and play defense as Buffalo?
San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego kind of too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that we haven't even talked about, whether it was the Albany game against Buffalo or was it the San Diego game, Baptiste is back.
Yeah.
Trevor Baptiste is back, and you want to know what? That just makes that much more of a, quality control, more than likely a quality control. Same with Albany. We was talking about the milkman and Farrell and everything. Well, you want to know what? Nardell, I think, pretty much, he took it to Farrell as far as that goes.
Well,
and you get down into these 1-2 games, these 1-2 goal games. Now, if you're getting those 4 extra, 5 extra, 6 extra, 10 extra possessions because you won the face-off, man, there's a difference right there.
Yeah, I think the
huge
biggest difference
difference
is Nardella can actually stay on and play defense better than Baptiste and Farrell. Baptiste is okay, but I think Nardella is just so much better at defense. And Jake Withers is probably the best if he could stop taking stupid penalties. But
That's where Jake Withers is the most valuable, in my opinion, for those face-off guys. Because not only can he play defense, he plays very good defense too. But yes, the penalties are a bit of a problem.
The penalties are a problem, and honestly, I would probably give Withers an edge on the offensive side of the floor now. But I'm telling you, since Nardella came back from his knee injury, he must have watched so much tape. He has gotten so much better defensively. Withers, I think, like if you're talking make it, take it up, and score, I'd probably take Withers over Nardella. I'm not saying Nardella can't do it, but Nardella's better at, like, if he loses the clamp, you're not going to just run away with the ball. And that's something Farrell usually does very well. But I like you said, I think Nardella kind of did better at it. I think that was the biggest thing for Farrell is he just doesn't lose cleanly very often.
He is such a strong man that he is so hard to, push off that ball. Even if you do win the clamp, it is so difficult to get away from him. He is so physical, so strong. And then if he does win that clamp, good luck getting that ball back.
Yeah,
it's his till he passes it.
Yeah, he's a monster. This Tarafinko kid, I love him. He's one of America's best, I think, right now too. For for
100%.
us down below the border.
Well, Kirst is playing. Not Kirst, or what's his name? Wow, he just scored a goal earlier. Kirst. Yeah.
One of the Kirst brothers
there's
plays
3
for
of them. That's right. There's 3 of them. I got to remember that.
Yeah. About to be 4, right?
Yeah. If he comes through.
And I didn't realize. So Ottawa had a pretty good lead here, and then Halifax just rocked it back, huh?
I was shitting personally because I picked Halifax, and I'm like, "Are you serious? Come on!" And then all of a sudden, I ain't gonna lie, I thought that Ottawa. I changed it. Ottawa had won, and I turned it off, and I came back, and Halifax came through. I was like, "My, thank goodness!"
Oh my God, Jammer! That was a
Jammer
50 pass to the inside, and so Stotts is back. What a pass! Oh, and Jammer.
You know who was in there working with him, who's had a great year? Thomas Hogarth.
Yes.
Hogarth, yeah.
Yeah, that worked out well for both teams because Hogarth went to Toronto and the Rock got who the heck was it the Rock got for him? Now I'm drawing a blank. But he's still there. I was trying to remember because I was just talking to Stamper about it the other day.
He was down at the game too, huh?
Yeah, at Albany. That was cool. That was the week before. He didn't come to the Buffalo game.
Oh, he wasn't at the Buffalo game. I thought he okay. I thought he came down this weekend as well.
No, we only get Stamper once in a while. Oh man, that was. And I tell you, I was very surprised the offense for Ottawa. I don't know. Halifax's offense just gets very. Our defense, I'm sorry, gets
what
very
a play!
streaky. Yeah, that was beautiful.
That was great.
This is a battle of, two pretty solid offenses and not so great defenses, as everybody could probably tell by the final score.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a Halifax, so they go in spurts every once in a while. But their defense really relies on being able to get that ball in their transition game. That is like a huge part of their defense.
That, and to me, it seems like they go with Warren Hill. If Hill is on, they're going to have a very good game and they're going to be solid. But if he's letting in some easy shots, it's going to be a long day.
It's going to be a long day.
75 shots on goal.
Yeah.
Or 75 shots, anyhow. That's more than a shot a minute. That's great stuff. Jackson, I didn't realize Jackson was on. I haven't even looked over at the thing.
Everybody
What's
just
up,
got
Jack?
in. I'm trying to pull the chat up. We got Jackson. Josh is in the chats. We've been going today strong.
Yeah.
Just getting after it.
You're going to it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's so hard for these goalies, man. You watch these replays time and time again. I get so excited watching Tarafinko on that team too, because it's just going to be better for us. And that's Withers that scored that one, I believe. So that's what I mean is he's so tenacious. If he could just learn to keep his head out of his ass, I think Withers could probably, like you said, I think he'll surpass Nardella, but he just can't seem to figure out how to get it out.
I think he's right up there with him. I think TD Erlin is another for face-off guys. I think Erlin's right up there.
100%.
Baptiste, obviously, with him being healthy now. And how about, Justin Inacio as well. He has had a great year at the face-off dot. Yeah. And then Farrell, I think, is just on the outside looking in of that elite group, in my opinion. But, it's a tough group to crack into. And Ottawa has somebody stellar in his own right in Jay Thornburg.
Well, that's what I was just going to say is, when you look through it, so like Thornburg has boy, so you actually educated me on him. He was playing for the Arrows the first time I saw him. And I was like, oh, yeah, by the way, OJ, I did, you can have my bobblehead. Charity got a Dougie. I said you could have mine. But that's why we sent you the picture of the bobblehead earlier. But, no, so you educated me on Thornburg and learning about him with the face-off. So getting to watch him and Ignacio and the It Wobble guys kind of broke down, like, this might be the future. So this is like, somebody at the tail end of their career versus the next guy at the beginning. So that was awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I know I got to watch Jay for a lot of years in Bandit Land. He was, incredible then, and he's, still stellar. The all-time winningest face-off man in the league for a reason, right?
100%. And he's another, he plays pretty solid defense. He gets up the floor every once in a while, which, Teat. Yeah.
Make it all the more valuable.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Teat had a weekend of weekends. I don't know what his stats are off the top, but I was watching that Sunday's game, and the kid is ridiculous on some of the stuff that he does.
Just some of it?
Just enough. He knows just enough where to shoot. Nothing but the head of the stick is being seen by that goalie, and it's too late by the time the goalie sees it because the ball's past him.
Yeah.
He's a one of one, that is for sure. And what's amazing is how stellar he's been, especially over the last few games. And by his standard, he's probably having a down season, which is what makes that all more crazy.
Well, he was until he played against Albany, and that was when they beat us. That was really what lit them up for the year, I would say. Like, that fired them up. And ever since then, Teat's kind of been on a roll. And I that's the Blue Squatch credit, I think. I saw him after the game. I was like, hey, congratulations. Nice to see you finally coming out. Yeah, it sucks it's against Firewolves, but good job, kid. So now he's got the Blue Squatch shots. Once Blue Squatch told him, hey, nice to see you playing good, that's all I needed to hear. He's been on a roll ever since.
Just gave him the confidence he needed.
That's it. So, yeah, let's get into some picks here. We've been doing this for 45 minutes already. So, Josh, we did wait for you. Of course, we did cover the Albany game early. We had to rub into Trevor and Paul that, the Bandits every once in a while, they might have a dynasty, but a broken clock is right twice a day, and we have not had a great season, so we need to take our wins where we can get them.
Right.
Just makes the I-90 that much more interesting as they drive by Utica.
I'm sitting here staring at Charity, wondering why she doesn't have the picks up, as it's me that doesn't have the picks up. I was like, that's the problem. It's me we're waiting for. There we go. Keep them records up there because we're doing a little better. All right. We don't have an icon for Trevor, unfortunately. I should have actually thought about that, but I don't really plan ahead very well. That's why Crafty Beats holds the glue together. So, Trevor, in honor of you being here for the first week, tell us, who would you pick in this first game?
Ottawa, Philly. That's an interesting one. Both teams really need the win in the worst way. I'll go Philly. They got to stop that losing skid. They added some pieces at the deadline, and it's about time one of them starts coming right for them.
Yeah. You would really think they have to. If they don't win this game, they're out. It kind of starts. You got to be able to beat Ottawa, I would say. But I'm going to go the opposite
It's a
way.
must-win for both sides, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm gonna actually pick Ottawa, though, just because the way they were playing offensively. Philly's offense has not been great. I think Higgins is going to be enough to shut them down. That defense on Ottawa, yeah, it's been an issue, but I don't know. Just Philly's offense hasn't looked. I think the problem with having, they had Brendan O'Neill come out, Rookie of the Year, flying, everything was great. But then people see tape on these guys and professional guys that are watching tape, and then they start figuring out what you're doing. Every time he comes off that same side, he spins this way, he's going to take this shot. He's going to either dive underneath or come up. So, yeah, they watch it. They get it pretty good. OJ, who you feeling on this one?
I gotta say that the Black Bears are gonna claw off the Wings' wings.
Oh, Black Bears are clawing off the Wings' wings. I love that. We should make that into a short and send it out. OJ, clip that and put that on Instagram. That'll be a great advertisement for the show. I love it. Paul, who you got?
I'm definitely going to Ottawa. After last week, I picked Philadelphia, and you know what? They stank the bet up. They let a big streak down the middle of the draws, however you want to say it. O'Neill, a heck of a player, but he's definitely not going to be the Rookie of the Year. I think Albany's guy, Williams, has that, and Higgins is going to make sure that he goes back to Philly and says "F you."
All right, I like it. I'm going to this next game I think has potential to be the game of the weekend. This San Diego-Rochester game. It could be Halifax, Georgia as well. But I really think this San Diego-Rochester game is going to be interesting. I'm going to back out here. Charity, hide that Blue Squatch logo. Pretend like you love me. And I'm going to pick after everybody else does. I'm interested to see what you guys think.
I'll go next. I'm going to go, honestly, out on the limb, and I'm going with the Seals. As much as Rochester, I want to pick the Rochester. It ain't going to happen. I think with Baptiste back and the way that offense is flowing with the Seals. But again, Rochester's. I think it comes down to goalie play. Yeah. The Seals have a better goalie.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a statement. That is a statement. You know what, Paul? On that note, I will jump in and make my pick. I'm going San Diego. You have convinced me. Trevor, I have the TB up for you now. So OJ, we'll let you go, and then we'll put the TB wherever. Although OJ. There's no Canadians playing. How are you going to decide?
Right? Honestly, because of Courier, I'm swinging towards San Diego right now.
All right. Now I got to know, Trevor, are you going to hold on to New York? Are you going to say New York has what it takes and stay Rochester, or you think San Diego's got it too?
You know, we talked for a moment there about goalie play, and I think Rochester has been a totally different team with Ryland Hartley back into the fold. However, I think San Diego is a much better team, and I think they've been rolling as of late, and I think they get the win.
All right, so we're going to put the TV.
And there's this awesome game up next.
There we go. And now as long as Josh doesn't win, we're all good. Trevor, don't tell me you think the Bandits are going to win this next game.
I don't just think so, I know so. Pop that TV right there.
Anywhere. I already had it there and set up. I know it. Part of me wants to pick Vancouver, but I don't know. I'm really close to 500 right now, and I just don't think Vancouver has it. Hun, slide me over to the orange. I'm going Buffalo. Don't get out of here. You know better than that. Come on.
I will say, I think I like Vancouver's odds a lot more now with Del Bianco than I would have a few weeks ago. So they're going to have a much better chance.
100%. And I will admit, this is kind of like my Firewolves pick. I'm picking them, but if Vancouver wins, I will still be here cheering. Goalie play, you say?
And went in.
And actually, our last two chats in the have been by goalies. So we've got Jackson and Ty the goalie. So congratulations, Coleys. You guys are all crazy. I don't know what you're thinking. Paul, you got to go with Buffalo, I would imagine.
I said they were going undefeated. You want to know what? Even though Albany got
Delp is
a
undefeated.
good W, they picked up a solid W. Albany did last week. I'm saying that you want to know what? Buffalo's coming back. They're putting the rookies. Number 18. What was his Nelson? Is that what his name was for Buffalo this past week?
Nielsen.
A good player, but you want to know what? He's no Nanatoke. And, they're going to get, better and better. But at this point in time, nah. Sorry, Delbs is going to come in and get the
believe in CBD. Ooh. Yeah, he says believe in CBD. Undefeated since the trade. Ooh, I did not know that. That's a nice little point there. I got to make this chat a little bigger so Paul can open it.
He has won.
Yeah.
Both games Delps has started in so far.
I mean, they beat Toronto and Georgia, so let's calm, hold our horses here for a minute. But
hold my horses. This is Alfonso. This guy's got a goalie of the year. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the 90% save percentage. Well, you're good. Dougie had an 85. Without the 85%, Dougie definitely would have. Yeah. OJ definitely wants the orange team. He doesn't like Canadians at all. Don't worry, hon.
Oh, move that over.
You moved that over.
If Calgary doesn't get a playoff spot, I'm rooting Vancouver, man.
Oh my goodness, I love it. All right, and I guess we're on to the next one then. This one.
This is a tough one.
Is Ward playing?
It doesn't matter. I'm going Prairie Tan all the way. He's going to show us what's up. Prairie Tan and the Bisons, go Rush. I honestly think the Rush are probably even though they're in second place, people still aren't giving them their due. They had a bunch of 1-goal wins. People think it's a fluke and they're not going to do so well. I'm a big Rush fan. Shigliano had his baby a couple weeks ago, so now he should be back to normal and functioning again, although he's still not sleeping like a human. So I guess Colorado could win. Paul, you are a huge Colorado fan. I'm interested to hear your take on this one.
Knowing that is Ward going to be back, I mean, that's the difference. That's right there, night and day, as far as whether I pick.
We should probably make picks on Thursday or Friday. Monday night.
But that's not how it works. So you want to know what? You got to bite the bullet sometimes and take a guess. I'm going to go with the Rush. I'm going Prairie Tan.
Going Prairie Tan, I love it. We know OJ's going Rush because they're Canadian. Am I right?
That's a Canadian team.
Yeah,
we know.
Trevor, looking at this, are you going to go against everybody and jump on the bandwagon?
Well, I did it once already, so why not twice, right? I really do think this game could go either way. I think Sask has been doing great this season, and you mentioned I think Shigliano has been excellent, but you know what? Let's go against the grain. Colorado needs the win. They're fighting for playoff seeding. We'll go with the Mammoth here.
I like it. A bold pick. A very bold pick. But I do have to tell you, if you don't pick Georgia the next round, Kai the goalie in the comments is going to eat you alive because you always got to pick Georgia. Kai lets us know. He's got a great YouTube channel, too. Anybody hasn't checked it out, check out Kai the goalie.
I mean, Kai, where's my Georgia jersey?
Georgia jersey? I'm going Halifax. I think Georgia's done. Georgia's
no, I don't think so. I got a bet with Georgia this week.
Georgia gets cold every year. I don't think they're going to turn it around yet. Although I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of native pride with the Halifax team, and then with all the guys that are down. I mean, Georgia should really be called the Onondaga Swarm. I mean, what do we got? 3 kids from Onondaga now on the Georgia team. So we'll call them the Onondaga Swarm. And you know what?
Okay.
I didn't lock my pick in yet, hon. Move me over to the Onondaga Swarm. I can't say they're the Onondaga Swarm and then pick against him. Give me the Onondaga Swarm.
Yeah, I think I'll go next. I'm going Georgia because Halifax has been looking hot.
You're picking against Canada.
Looking hot, but I gotta go with Georgia, which is Kai is slowly converting me into a Georgia fan for my US team.
Are you doing it again, Paul? Are you going with Halifax?
I'm going Halifax. Absolutely.
All right.
I'm a Jammer fan.
I won't be miserable if Halifax wins, but I want Georgia to win this one. The Yeti.
The
All
Yeti.
right, so the Yeti's on that side. T-Butts, what do we got?
I'm going to join them on the Halifax side. I think, the Thunderbirds, they've been hot lately, winning 7 out of their last 8, I believe. Georgia's cooled right down, and I think Halifax is going to keep their momentum going and pick up the win.
I could see that, but after I said the Onondaga Swarm, and then after the week Stauber had, he bounces back. Okay, so he's got some inside scoop. So actually, Kai, the goalie, is he gets private coaching lessons from Dobson as well. So he does have
there
a
we
little. They're buddies. Like, I talked to his dad,
Yep.
David, and David's like, "Oh yeah, no, he's over at the house hanging out." It's like, "Oh, you guys got it like that? Huh? Everybody just hangs out with Dobson." Like, you should see the Swarm act like Kai's, the All-Star too. He's got his own TikToks going there. I think he's dancing.
Yeah.
They got him on the Jumbotron. Kai's getting pretty famous. Pretty soon he's going to surpass us with subscribers the way he's growing. I tell you, it's not going to be long at all.
Did you guys see? He also has an awesome Tech hoodie like this one I'm wearing.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
He's got an amazing Texlac hoodie and all kinds of college interviews too. Check him out. And huge shout out to Kai. Check out his channel. He is great. So hip surgery for me coming soon. Hopefully we'll be doing Yeti Talks next week. I don't want to tell everybody we definitely will because there's a chance that Crafty Beach will still be, just bringing me pops. I'm a bit of a baby. She'll tell you. I'm a bit of a whiner when it comes to this
I
stuff.
actually
So.
had something to show off too.
Well, we're going to get into that in 1 second, OJ.
Oh yeah.
Because
All right.
you got his pictures. All right. Since he was ready, OJ. You can't jump the gun on us.
Okay.
All right, here you
Thank
go.
you, Kai, for wearing that to that game.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Wore it to his brother's hockey. Oh, I gotta hide OJ so we can really see that.
Oh, yeah.
And all the Trevor butts.
That's
There we
sweet.
So yeah, now I guess it's time I get to talk about this awesome stick.
Yeah.
So, Twisted Heads did up this awesome autism awareness stick that me and my buddies at Lacrosse and Barriers got done, and we will be giving away for April 2nd at the World Autism Awareness event here in Calgary.
So the LB stands for Lacrossing Barriers, so everybody knows.
Yeah.
And then it says OJ the Dude across the top, and then the WAAR is World Autism Awareness 2025. I'm assuming.
Yep.
Every once in a while, I do pretty good with English.
Yeah, and then you have the gold and white puzzle pieces because autism is a puzzle.
Yeah, that stick looks absolutely amazing. So, OJ, how do we find out who wins this stick? How do we find out who's going to win it? What's the deal?
So yeah, it'll be posted on my Instagram. I should at this point, but I don't have exact contest details.
But you'll be getting it soon.
Yeah, but
Alright.
no, it's gonna be pretty cool stick. I can't wait to see it in person, and it's one of 3 things I have headwise in the works right now.
Oh boy, you got all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, I
All
got one on
from,
the back burner for Easter too.
All right, so you got them all going on for the through Twisted Lax, or you got a couple different ones going?
I got another one for someone else as well.
3 shooters. That's old school, Kai. We used to have to do
Yeah,
that when the
that's
mesh was
Peter
hard as a
style.
rock. That's
Is what
probably
I've been told.
Trevor remembers that. Paul remembers that back when you had the hard mesh or the it was just it was rock hard. So you had to put a couple things in there and hopefully get something. And then right before the mesh was about to tear out and the stick finally felt good, it was like, oh, it's over.
The big old diamond mesh. I used to have big old diamonds.
The 6 diamond.
Yeah, well, I had
Yep.
5 diamond.
Yeah, 5 diamond. Yeah. Wow. That's impressive.
But yeah,
That's huge.
no, I'm happy with how Twisted
they were
Heads did
huge.
this, and I can't wait to hand it someone.
Yeah, and I don't actually have the stick we're giving away on World Autism Day, so make sure you check out our Instagram as well. We're giving one away, and we're going to collaborate with OJ the Dude. It was tied up by penny strings, that blue one I showed you. It's sweet stick, and then we're going to ship it out from here to whoever wins it. And then we'll have a couple for the JR Gaudette Memorial Tournament. Hey, Paul,
Yeah,
take
I'll
a
have
second.
some stuff for that
Paul,
too.
Yeah, Paul, give us some scoop on what's going on with that. You've been busy. You're always telling me, hey, we heard from this guy. Hey, we heard from this lady. We've got teams. What's up?
Well, fired up in regards to I've talked to the Lakers. The Lakers talked to Woody, and the Lakers are in. I've talked to Ron Kogan, and the Oneida team is in. Obviously, the Yeti are in. Albany is in the process of looking to put something together.
Whether or
I,
not Albany makes it in, shout out to Rob DiGiovanni going
Rob
around to the
D.
local firehouses and raising some money for us for that cause.
Awesome
He's
job,
honestly
Rob.
raised more than we have already doing the tournament. So huge shout out to Deej. We really appreciate you, Deej. If you are listening, you're probably sleeping now because you got to be at work in like 3 hours. But
And I did talk to Katie Gaudette today, and she played at Binghamton, and she's also a D1 player that is wanting to play. So I got to get a hold of Woody, and we're going to make this happen. And we're going to get at least one women's or two women's teams into this tournament, and we're going to get some women playing. As far as the Massachusetts Mustangs, they've expressed interest. They're working on getting. They're a little shy on players, and I told them today that listen, we are going to have a free agent market that we can get some players into that want to play that don't have a team. So he said that may just make the difference, getting some quality players that, and I'm assuming hopefully some Cortland alumnus want to get in, and if they do, all you have to do is get the insurance. And then there'll be a team or a player dues. We'll figure that out when it comes due. And as far as a lot of great things, Greg, you know, as far as I talked to Murph's going to be there doing photos, and he's talked to Colgate. Colgate's got some swag that they're going to be sending up. I'm excited about that. Obviously, the Yeti will have plenty of things in there. A lot of great things are happening, and it's only growing. And hopefully, we can continue this to get the medicine into the people that need it the most, and those are the family members of the Gaudettes. And you know, we want to say, you know, we're very sorry for what had happened, and you want to know what? He was a great man, and we're going to have a great time playing for JR. That's what it's going to be all about. You know, the medicine is what it's there. I'm excited for the Yeti coming up. We got tryouts getting ready, so do me a favor. I've been getting blasted from registration. Guys are getting registered, so that makes me happy as far as that goes. And the numbers are starting to turn in, so I'm excited. And we got the women's thing going on. I've been recruiting for going around watching local college women's lacrosse, and excited to get the Lady Yeti up and running. As far as there's been many people that have been asking what's going on. We want to play. So it's happening. You know, a lot of things are going on right now. It's been a crazy month going on. You know, as far
reach
as
right out
getting-
to either Paul Decker, or you could send us an email, bluesquatchproductions@gmail.com, or it's Utica Yeti. What is it? Utica Yeti 21@gmail.com. I'll throw it in the description.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
as
email
far
us or
as-
social messenger or whatever, but I'll let you talk. Again, mute myself while I'm doing that.
As far as actually, you know who I reached out to last night was Barstool Sports, Dave Patnoid. I sent him an email a couple weeks back that he had posted about the Gaudette, the firemen, and I wish I had the link. If you're interested in just getting a little donation, get to the Binghamton Fire Department. They have T-shirts that they're selling for the family as far as some fundraising, and that's a great way to honor JR and also the men and women, the Binghamton Fire Department, for everything that all the firemen do and firewomen as far as that goes. But yeah, a lot of great stuff going on, and it's only going to get bigger. You know, we're shooting for at least 8 teams, so I'm hoping that we can get some out of towners. More out of towners would be great, just because I know, you know, there's a lot of new teams and I just heard that there possibly is Space Lax is talking about joining the NABLL. So
Space Lax.
as far as
Those jerseys are sweet.
they got some sweet jerseys. I got
I gotta
one.
say, Space
As far
Lax
as-
has got some amazing jerseys.
Yeah, they do a great job up there. Mark's a great guy. As far as, you know, the league is getting bigger. That's a great thing, and it can only mean more great lacrosse to be filmed. So excited for this coming year.
Yeah. And any field players who think they want to play box, get yourself out there. This is a great place to try it out. We've got some free agent spots, a lot of talented individuals.
Got some free agent spots. Again, if you're a college player and you're just wanting to start to get into it, we also have the Junior Yeti. I want to give some props there. We're shooting all this info out for the regular Yeti, and the Junior Yeti is going to be a 17 to, I believe, 22-year-old. So it's the Junior B college age group. And, they got some, Paper City, Junior Yeti, Junior Northman. And I believe there's a team down in the Warhogs. I believe they also have a team that they're putting together as well. They're going to do some round robin tournament play. And, if you're a college kid and you want, or a high school senior, and you want to get some experience, the Junior Yeti is a great way to go as well. But at this point in time, if you're a baller and you want to play some serious ball and play for a divisional championship, play in the Igloo, play with for a great coach and a great bunch of guys, and you want to know what, the world's going to be able to see you, because Blue Squatch Productions is our eye in the sky, and great things are going on, Greg. That's for sure. Can't say enough. I can go on more. You want more?
Yeah, when's the baby Yeti starting up for Kai?
Kai, as far as the baby Yeti, we also have if you're interested, I don't know if there's opportunity or not, but we will be having a team in the Laxnate tournament this year again. This will be our third year with our Junior Yeti program, but that's later on once summer starts going. I know Aaron Coleman is helping out with the local high school RFA, and he's the junior program is on hold. We're trying to get in the mold of the winter is for box lacrosse, and summer is for field lacrosse. So we want kids to have the best of both worlds.
He's really being accommodating, because most of the U.S. kids, if you try to take on that spring sport and try to compete with spring lacrosse, you'll just end up losing kids. So no, that's definitely the way to do it. Fire things up after the season. Kudos to Aaron Coleman. Thanks for all you've done with the website. Thanks for all you've done with the Junior Yeti, and thanks for being a peacock, because you got to fly, really. We're all flying, aren't we, Paul?
We were just talking about, the funny thing, Greg, is I was just talking about that. Me and Coleman were talking to one of the kids, and he was saying something. I'm like, this guy flies. He's like, huh? I'm like, oh, yeah. I see him fly. Good stuff, Aaron Coleman. Great stuff, Yeti stuff. And you want to know what? It was caught on action through who? BSP, baby.
Productions, but it's because of that amount of passion he puts into everything, which you can tell it carries over with all the kids, and the way they're doing that youth program is amazing. We really appreciate it. Trevor Butts, tell everybody how people can find you, where you're at on Instagram, and if anybody wants maybe any games called or just wants some insight on Buffalo knowledge. But Trevor does a lot of our play-by-play, just graduated Niagara, and he's an awesome follow.
Yeah, you can follow me, tbutts82 on Instagram and Twitter. I'm in the Western New York area. Love lacrosse and all sports for that matter. Love talking about it, calling games, and get to do the Can-Am games with Greg over the summer, and it's always a blast.
But you don't just do those. What you do, like volleyball games? You do everything.
Yeah, literally anything and everything. I got to do some NCAA basketball recently for the Division II tournament that was held in Amherst. I have women's lacrosse coming up, hockey, baseball, softball, literally any sport. Love to commentate and to talk about.
And it's crazy the follow over there, because Ben Woodbury, who played for the Tomahawks, he was the volleyball coach where?
He was an assistant volleyball coach at Niagara, where I went to school. I got to meet him there and meet the head coach at the time, and got to see him later on at the Tomahawks. And it's a small world, right?
Absolutely. OJ, everybody knows where to follow you.
Girl. I had to. It was
OJ the
right
dude
there.
on TextLax, TextLax. He's got 2 different Instagrams. It's hard keeping up with OJ because that man is a busy man. Make sure you tune in for his giveaway coming up. Paul Noecker, thank you very much for being Paul Noecker. Without you, none of this would be happening. And next time you guys see me, I should. Oh, that didn't come out right. There we go. There's my new
Hey.
surgically implanted. Charity's like, what are you doing, knucklehead? But all right, thanks so much, everybody. We appreciate everybody who tunes in. Thank you guys, everybody in the comments. It's amazing. Yeah, Field Lax is
Greg.
boring. Yeah, what's up, Trevor?
Real quick, just before we sign off, I noticed at one point Josh and Jackson were talking in the comments just about, we were talking about Jeff Teat and how he's a 1 of 1. He was 1 of 4 players to be drafted first overall in the PLL and the NLL, and they were discussing. They got 3 names: Lyle Thompson, Brennan O'Neill, and Jeff Teat. But everybody was stumped on that 4th name. Does anybody have any guesses? Because I'll let everybody know.
Is it Dane Smith?
It is not Dane
Josh
Smith.
Bird.
Actually, he's not a bandit.
Really? I thought for
Really?
sure the way you were going with this, it was going to be
No.
one of those bandits.
Damn.
All right, who we got? Hang on,
It-
Paul. Paul, you got a guess before he tells us the answer?
Wait, we have a drum roll, don't we?
We do, OJ. You're so smart.
Oh, he's muted.
Paul, you muted yourself.
Josh Ryan.
Josh Bird.
No, it's
No.
actually Kevin Crowley. He was
Ooh.
drafted first overall in the NLL and the MLL draft, which would become the PLL.
Yes.
So-
Philadelphia
Just
wing he was for a bit.
Yep, he's bounced around a little bit, but yep, first overall pick in both drafts. He is in that group with O'Neill, Lyle, and now Teat.
And that's what I mean. Like the level of knowledge you bring to all this, Trevor, still just amazes me. The first time we met Trevor, he come up, introduce himself. The next time he comes to call a game with me, he comes with 3 pages of notes. I was like, "Are you kidding me, bud?" He literally had 3 pages of handwritten notes from like all this stuff, all these guys. This guy was this. Like I didn't know Zach Belter was drafted, by the Bandits, and of course this guy knew. Like it just the information he had blew my mind. I absolutely, yeah, Trevor, you are an absolute gem. We appreciate all you do for us. All right, well, thanks so much everybody for tuning in. We appreciate every one of you. Thank you very much in the chats, and we will see you all soon. Hopefully next week. Charity Beecher, anything you want to sign us off with? No, she's just shaking her head. Whatever you do, don't point the camera. Have a good night,
Just word
everybody.
1 syllable.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, where'd my mouse go? I'm gonna get it clicked off here.
Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables built for your needs. CBI cables. Plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try this schnitzel. Ask for a cross-check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at. Where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in, say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brandwide Distillery, Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Francis Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM. Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agent